right? So this is going to be kind of a continuation into the last one about, how are they getting away with this? How are they doing this? How are they making all the 6 billion free will humans on Earth that have choice to do whatever they want to get them to destroy their own planet? So we talked about the corporate side, the school side. They kind of force us to either get an A and learn the material or get an F and fail and drop out, and then you're not part of the corporate world and you're going to just be doing a 9 to 5. But the big thing too is that the government, the U.S. government, a lot of us have just faith that the government is on top of things, doing the right thing. It has the interest of the people, A lot of people really believe that. But the truth is that they just don't. They are controlled by the same people that control the economy. So their intentions are not freedom for America and freedom for every citizen on Earth. No, America is really about freedom to sell whatever you want to sell. Sell it as much as you want, sell it wherever you want, sell whatever you want. Just make as much money as you want. So that's the real core truth behind America. Free will, freedom of voting and freedom of speech is like really nothing, We like to think that those are important because we like to think our governmental system has our backs and is really in charge for us. But if you really think about it again, why is meat on the market if it's literally causes chronic disease? We don't need meat to survive. We are biologically fruitivores. We are evolved from fruitivores that eat fruit year-round. They live in tropical areas. They eat fruit year-round. The only reason we even started eating meat is so we wouldn't starve to death. Now, when meat started becoming big factory farmed in like the 50s and 60s, the government literally had a meeting and were like, okay, actually meat isn't healthy at all. But then they were like, big business was like, just don't talk about that. And they just pushed it. They let them go with it because, that was a core thing in America. Everyone wanted food. Nixon wanted everyone to have cheap food, so everyone had high fructose corn syrup and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that the government's intention back in the day was just so Americans can have affordable food and, just survive the winter. We don't have that problem anymore, okay? We have a complex economy that we can get in pallets and we can get in what do they call them? Like containers on boats from China, and we can have Amazon delivery the next day. We're not worried about starvation anymore. Why is meat allowed to be sold? And if you think about it, you do the research, you watch one of Dr. Neil Bernard's videos, watch one of Colin Campbell's videos, watch one of the other 15 super doctors I talk about in my other book about holistic health. They all say meat is not only not natural for humans and doesn't have basically any food value, and even has toxins in it and bad bacteria that can be extremely harmful for us and like literally manipulate us with these different bacteria and parasites. And it also causes chronic disease after 30 years. Your body just develops acidosis and you'll get diabetes, cancer, heart attacks. So why are they allowed to sell that? It's because the government doesn't really have your interest at heart. They're working with the bad guys, and they actually have been the bad guys the whole time. So I know, mind-blowing stuff. It's okay, take a deep breath, because now the good news is coming. So, with this free market economy we have, the good news about it is that when we learn enough information, when the citizens start to really go, that doesn't make sense, I'm looking into that myself. And we don't look for experts in the New York Times. We have our own critical thinking, and we look into things ourselves, and we switch our purchasing decisions. We stop becoming lifetime customers for these toxic companies, and we become lifetime customers for fruits, vegetables, and nuts, for sunshine and exercise. We don't need the depression pills. We don't need the toxic meat. We don't need the $200,000 surgeries and all these other crazy stuff, because we looked into it ourselves, and now we're taking the power in our hands. And I don't know if you've looked at it. I've been in the supermarket in the past 4 years, but there's been an insane change in the food in the supermarkets. There's no longer just meat and cheese and like processed stuff, and then you've got your fruits, vegetables, and nuts for the vegans. Now you can have vegan chicken, vegan cheese, vegan burgers, vegan eggs, vegan milk is flying off the shelves like never before. This is because we, as humans, especially in America, have been like, you know what? I'm going to look into it myself. I'm confused on why everyone's getting chronic disease that I know. Why is it getting worse and worse? Aren't we supposed to be getting smarter and smarter? It's getting worse and worse. So we're looking into it ourselves. We're going plant-based. We're not making the purchasing decision to buy the dead body to get chronic disease, to get more pills, to make more food company more money. We're cutting them out. We're empowering ourselves. And we're going, no, I'm not buying anything that's going to be toxic to me. No, I'm not going to be buying this piece of clothes because it's fancy and cool. You know, we have the purchasing power. When we stop buying this stuff, when all of a sudden, this is happening right now, which is really cool, everyone's like, nah, yeah, I'm chilling with the steaks. Or I'm just going to have it, 2 days a week instead of 5 days a week. I'm not going to have meat, only have meat 2 days a week instead of 3 meals a day, every day. One, you'll learn you're saving money. 2, you'll really learn how to cook, because cooking vegan is when you really learn how to cook. Putting some steak in the pan with some butter is really not cooking. But when you learn how to season mushrooms, when you learn how to season eggplant, when you learn how to really cook them the right way to make them taste amazing, you're not only going to be healthier, but you're going to be feeling a lot better. A lot of people I work with, they get a nice meat sandwich for lunch, and then they're like, I just want to take a nap. I can't even make a sale right now. I can't even talk to a customer right now. And it's like, that's for every American. I remember the same thing when I used to eat meat. I'd be like, I gotta eat something, or I'll die of protein deficiency. But, so it's like, everyone is kind of influenced by that. But the good news is that as these big businesses are seeing that we're like, yeah, nah, we're not buying that. So all of a sudden, boom, 10 million people in America are not making these same purchases. Screw that. 50 million people in America are not buying as much meat. Whoa. The big-time executives at the meat companies are seeing that. The investors are seeing that. The shareholders are seeing that. And they're like, damn, this stock price is about to go down. The same sales is actually less than last quarter. So we're on a downward trajectory. So my yearly profit percentage is going to keep going down. So I might as well sell the shares I have now while it's still where it is before 2 years from now when it goes to nothing and the company goes bankrupt. So now they're going to be selling their shares. This is happening all over. Big meat companies are closing down facilities just to save money. And big processed food companies too. They're just closing down different spots just so they save money. So it looks like they have a good amount of money, but they're not growing. And the products are not selling as much. So people are taking their money out. And now they don't have enough money to do marketing or expanding. And that's a big no-no. If you're a big-time corporate entity and you're not constantly growing, you're done. That's it. That's why it's like overnight, these huge companies just go bankrupt. Because they want to save what they have now instead of trying to keep going and just burning all that cash. It is so expensive to keep one of these big companies alive. They need so much cash just for the rent for these giant facilities, the employees that are needed. There's a lot of costs, especially in America. That's why I don't produce anything in America, because it's so expensive. We have to pay the employees a whole $14 a freaking hour. So as soon as this downward trajectory starts happening, there's big talk. And guess what happens after that? Either someone else buys them, they partner up with another company to share resources, or they just liquidate and go bankrupt. And that's what we're going to start seeing in the next few years. These big toxic companies that have been manipulating us, that have been brainwashing everyone that's really smart, to helping them sell their stuff, it's not working anymore. People are looking at the things, and now it's going bye-bye, going down. They're going to be going straight up bankrupt. And the government's not even doing anything. The government's doing the same thing it always did, was just let the free market economy work. Let the bullies bully the nerds. You could say that we're nerds, even though we're not the nerds. We're just bully the little kid. We're the little guys. The bullies just bullying the little guys. So, these bullies now are just going to be expelled. You're off the market. That was the last straw. The shareholders are done. The principal's like, nope, I've had enough. I can't put my money into you anymore. The bully's out. And guess what's also happening at the same time? People that have really good products are selling those really good products. And they're starting companies that are supporting people and helping people grow and be healthy and evolve to the fifth dimension and learn a bunch of things. And so they can really do what they're here to do in America and on Earth, which is to experience things from source and ascend to the fifth dimension. Okay? So there's so many companies now that are spiritually minded and holistic, and they're getting big. All right? They're just having serious quarterly profits. Boom, boom, boom. So now we're going to start to see a lot of small businesses start to pop up that are like medium-sized businesses. They're not going to get to the $50 billion total net worth of the company. They're never going to get that big because that kind of business model is like the corporate business model. It's just like insane because it really requires manipulation to a degree. Unless it's like a technology or energy, like oil. Like we don't have any substitute for oil yet, so we think. Or they've been held back. But this goes across all agents, all industries, and this is going to start to happen. So that's why it's really crucial now to really start thinking about what we're buying. What am I buying? Am I helping these big companies? Am I helping them stay alive so they can destroy my planet and the future of my kids and everything like that? Or am I saying, no, I'm not buying that product. I'm going to buy this product because it's actually healthy and they're not just trying to suck the money out of our pockets like a giant vacuum over America, just vacuuming back and forth, sucking the money up that we barely don't even have any money to. Everyone's working paycheck to paycheck. I think it's like 80% of Americans we're just paycheck to paycheck. But yeah, so we got some good things to look forward to, and we're on a really great trajectory. It's going to be a very peaceful transition. They had some bad intentions, but those have been neutralized by our allies that are way more powerful than them. And we're also going to start to have some guests on Earth that are going to help us out too, because we really can't reverse these things, but we're going to have some help soon, and it's going to be really cool. So there's nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. Just trying to, accept what your day is, and then just breathe. Just breathing is the only thing we really have to be worrying about, and learning more spiritual stuff. All right, that's what I'm going to get into now, the crazy spiritual stuff. Because if you're not following this far, the spiritual stuff is not going to work for you. All right, just stay with the 3D system, whatever. We live it infinitely. We get different bodies. We're just an experience on Earth, like a video game level. And you log out when you die. All right, not a big deal. Okay, but you do have this amazing opportunity to go to the fifth dimension. And really, the amount that they don't want us to go to the fifth dimension, doesn't it make you curious? What's on the other side? What does God, what does Source have for us on the other side? I really don't know. I know that we can do a lot of superpower kind of stuff, but I don't really know what that's going to be like. Everyone having good intentions and everyone being really positive. I'm not too sure what that's going to look like, but I have faith in it. I'm getting more and more faith every day. So that's on that one. Next one, we're going to get into more of the spirituality side of it.